Germany, the late 1970s. A young man is 26 years old, and he is bankrupt. Behind him is a collapsed company and debts that an ordinary insurance agent couldn't pay off through honest work even in 10 years. He had borrowed against himself, and now he's stuck in the kind of debt hole that swallows people for years. This isn't a fictional character. This is the real biography of Bodo Schäfer, a man whose book, The Road to Financial Independence, also translated as The Road to Financial Freedom, became for millions of readers the moment they first took an honest look at their own relationship with money. 5 years after the bankruptcy, at 31, that same man earns his first $1 million.
Later, he runs seminars across Germany and the Netherlands, and back home, people start calling him the financial Mozart. The difference between the bankrupt and the millionaire isn't rare luck or special talent. The difference is a handful of principles that Schäfer worked out for himself, tested on his own skin, and only then set down in a book. Here are 7 lessons from it. Lesson 1. You alone are responsible for your life. Schäfer sets a simple rule. Whoever you blame for your problems, you're handing them power over your life. The government, your boss, your parents, bad luck. You can blame anyone you like, but then it's exactly those people who end up deciding how you live next. He asks you to picture 2 circles, a small circle of what you actually control and a bigger circle of everything that merely interests or worries you. As a child, a person's circle of control is tiny,
but it grows through responsibility, new knowledge, and experience that only comes when someone steps outside what's familiar. Every problem solved is one more step that widens the circle of control. Lesson 2. 4 pillars, without which no plan holds up. Before talking about money at all, Schäfer asks the reader to honestly answer 4 questions. What would you do if time and money were no obstacle at all? That's your dreams. Who do you want to become? What do you want to do? What do you want to have? That's your goals. What actually matters to you and why? That's your values. And finally, do you have the knowledge and skills to get what you want? That's your strategy. Without these 4 pillars, any financial plan rests on nothing. There's no real reason to be saving money in the first place.
Lesson 3. Rethink what you believe about money. As long as a person keeps thinking about money the way they always have, they'll keep having exactly what they have now. That's the core of the 3rd lesson. Schäfer asks readers to recall moments when they spent more than they meant to, committed to saving and dropped it within a month, or overdrew their account. Behind every one of those slips sits a belief picked up long ago. For instance, that money slips through your fingers, or that poverty is somehow noble and dignified. He suggests writing down your 3 main beliefs about money and honestly asking where they came from, because our beliefs are shaped most of all by the people we spend the most time with. From this comes another rule Schäfer repeats on its own. Never take financial advice from someone you wouldn't want to become.
Lesson 4. Pay yourself first. Next comes a concrete rule. Set aside 1/10 of any income, a percentage, not a fixed amount, since a share like that doesn't disrupt your usual lifestyle, but still gives you a real head start. And if your income grows, the new 10% plus half of the raise itself goes into savings, so your standard of living still keeps rising, just more slowly. Here, Schäfer brings up an old story from ancient Babylon. 2/3 of the slaves in that city hadn't been enslaved by anyone else. They'd fallen into debt themselves, back when they were still free citizens. He calls consumer debt a way of living today in a tomorrow you haven't earned yet, and warns that it's the fastest route back into that same kind of bondage.
Lesson 5. The goose that lays golden eggs. Money you've set aside shouldn't just sit there. It needs to work and keep growing, like a goose that lays a golden egg every day. Eating the goose itself for the sake of one big egg is a temptation almost everyone feels once they've saved their first real sum. But it's precisely the person who resists that temptation and reinvests the profit instead, who ends up years later with a fortune that would have seemed impossible at the start. Lesson 6. Grow your income, not just your savings. Setting aside 1/10 is only half the job. The other half is earning more than you did yesterday.
Schäfer advises working as if you're being paid for 8 hours, but delivering the value of 10,
answering letters and calls without delay, and not being afraid of fast decisions, because if even 51% of them turn out right, that's enough to get rich. He puts special emphasis on becoming a specialist rather than someone interchangeable with everyone else. Once you are, clients start looking for you instead of the other way around. Lesson 7. The road is built one daily action at a time. By Schäfer's own calculations, it's realistic to earn your first million in about 7 years of applying these rules, but not because some single breakthrough is waiting at the end of the road. He recommends keeping a success journal and writing down your own small wins in it every day, training yourself to notice progress instead of only what hasn't worked out yet.
The real turning point towards serious wealth, he says, doesn't happen the moment the number in your account becomes impressive. It happens much earlier, on the day a person changes how they see themselves and what they believe is possible for them. Instead of an ending, one conversation in a car, Schäfer often tells the story of a friend of his who decided to give his 8-year-old daughter pocket money for the first time. He sat her in the car, handed her 10 marks, and before letting her go off with it, drove her through the poorest neighborhoods of their city. He wanted her to see for herself the difference between how people live when they never learn to handle money and the life she could choose for herself if she learned that skill early.
That, perhaps, is the whole point of the book. The road to financial independence doesn't begin with a large sum, and it doesn't begin with luck. It begins with one decision, made today and repeated again tomorrow.